Liver. The liver is the largest gland in the body, weighing between 1 to 2.3 kg. It is the largest solid organ in the body. It removes toxins from the body's blood supply, maintains healthy blood sugar levels, regulates blood clotting, and performs hundreds of other vital functions. It is situated in the upper part of the abdominal cavity, occupying the greater part of the right hypochondriac region, part of the epigastric region, and extending into the left hypochondriac region. Its upper and anterior surfaces are smooth and curved to fit the undersurface of the diaphragm. Its posterior surface is irregular in outline. Organs associated with the liver. Superiorly and anteriorly, diaphragm and anterior abdominal wall, inferiorly, stomach, bile duct, duodenum, hepatic flexure of the colon, right kidney, and adrenal gland. Posteriorly, esophagus, inferior vena cava, aorta, gallbladder, vertebral column, and diaphragm. Laterally, lower ribs and diaphragm. Some key facts about the liver. The liver filters all the blood in the body and breaks down poisonous substances such as alcohol and drugs. The liver also produces bile, a fluid that helps digest fats and carry away waste. The liver consists of four lobes, which are each made up of eight sections and thousands of lobules, or also called as small lobes. The liver is enclosed in a thin inelastic capsule and incompletely covered by a layer of peritoneum. Folds of peritoneum form supporting ligaments attaching the liver to the inferior surface of the diaphragm. It is held in position partly by these ligaments and partly by the pressure of the organs in the abdominal cavity. Anatomy of the liver. The liver is reddish brown and shaped approximately like a cone or a wedge, with the small end above the spleen and stomach and the large end above the small intestine. The entire organ is located below the lungs in the right upper abdomen. Structure of the liver. The liver has four lobes. The two most obvious are the large right lobe and the smaller wedge shaped left lobe. The other two, the caudate and quadrate lobes, are areas on the posterior surface. The left and right lobe are divided by the falciform, sickle shaped in Latin, ligament, which connects the liver to the abdominal wall. The liver's lobes can be further divided into eight segments, which are made up of thousands of lobules, or also called as small lobes. Each of these lobules has a duct flowing toward the common hepatic duct, which drains bile from the liver. The lobes of the liver are made up of tiny lobules just visible to the naked eye. These lobules are hexagonal in the outline and are formed by a cubical shaped cells. The hepatocytes are arranged in pairs of columns radiating from a central vein. Between two pairs of columns of cells, there are sinusoids, blood vessels with incomplete walls, containing a mixture of blood from the tiny branches of the portal vein and hepatic artery. This arrangement allows the arterial blood and portal venous blood with a high concentration of nutrients to mix and come into close contact with the liver cells. Amongst the cells lining the sinusoids are hepatic macrophages, also known as Kupffer cells, whose function is to ingest and destroy any foreign particles present in the blood flowing through the liver. Blood drains from the sinusoids into central or centrilobular veins. These then join with veins from other lobules, forming larger veins until eventually they become the hepatic veins which leave the liver and empty into the inferior vena cava just below the diaphragm. One of the functions of the liver is to secrete bile. This means that each column of hepatocytes has a blood sinusoid on one side and a bile canaliculus on the other. The canaliculi join up to form larger bile canals until eventually they form the right and left hepatic ducts which drain bile from the liver. Lymphoid tissue and a system of lymph vessels are present in each lobule. Functions of liver. The liver is an essential organ of the body that performs over 500 vital functions. The liver is an extremely active organ. Some of its functions have already been described. These include removing waste products and foreign substances from the bloodstream, regulating blood sugar levels, and creating essential nutrients. The functions of livers are as follows. Carbohydrate metabolism. Conversion of glucose to glycogen in the presence of insulin and converting the liver glycogen back to glucose in the presence of glucagon. These changes are important regulators of the blood glucose level. After a meal, the blood in the portal vein has a high glucose content and insulin converts some to glycogen for storage. Glucagon converts this glycogen back to glucose as required to maintain the blood glucose level within relatively narrow limits. Fat metabolism. Desaturation of fat, that is, converts stored fat to form in which it can be used by the tissues to provide energy. Protein metabolism. Deamination of amino acids removes the nitrogenous portion from the amino acids not required for the formation of new protein. Urea is formed from this nitrogenous portion, which is excreted in urine, breaks down genetic material of worn out cells of the body to form uric acid, which is excreted in the urine. Transamination removes the nitrogenous portion of the amino acids and attaches it to the other carbohydrate molecules, forming new non essential amino acids. Synthesis of plasma proteins and most of the blood clotting factors from the available amino acids occurs in the liver. Secretion of bile. The hepatocytes synthesize the constituents of bile from the mixed arterial and venous blood in the sinusoid. These include bile salts, bile pigments, and cholesterol. Storage. The substances include fat soluble vitamins A, D, E, K, iron, copper, some water soluble vitamins, example riboflavin, niacin, pyridoxine, folic acid, and vitamin B12. Albumin production. Albumin is a protein that keeps fluids in the bloodstream formed from leaking into surrounding tissue. It also carries hormones, vitamins, and enzymes through the body.